Ever had that nagging feeling that something is off in your relationship but you just can't put your finger on it? Well, today we're going to discuss a delicate topic: signs that might suggest your significant other could be straying. It's important to remember, these are not definite proof of infidelity, but rather indicators of potential issues. Relationships are complex, and understanding them requires tact, patience, and empathy. So, with a clear mind and open heart, let's dive into the top 5 signs that could suggest your wife or girlfriend might be cheating. Sign number 1. A sudden change in her appearance. Now let's be clear, people change their looks all the time. It could be a New Year's resolution, a desire for a fresh start, or maybe she's just bored with her usual style. But if you notice a drastic change in her appearance, it could be a sign that something else is going on. Maybe she started to dress differently, in a way that doesn't seem to match her usual style, or she's suddenly sporting a hairstyle that she'd previously shown no interest in. Perhaps she's wearing a new perfume that she's never worn before. These changes don't necessarily mean she's being unfaithful, but they might suggest that she's trying to impress someone else. It's important to remember, a change in appearance is just one piece of the puzzle. It's not a surefire sign, but it's something to keep an eye on. Sign number 2, she's become more secretive. Now let's delve into this one. You've noticed that she's suddenly more guarded, especially when it comes to her digital life. Perhaps she's been taking phone calls in another room, or maybe she's been quick to shut her laptop whenever you walk by. These could be signs that she's trying to hide something from you. But remember, we should always consider other explanations. Maybe her workload has increased, and she's dealing with confidential information, or perhaps she's planning a surprise for you and doesn't want to spoil it. It's important not to jump to conclusions based solely on one sign. However, if this secretive behavior is new and out of character, it could be cause for concern, especially if it's coupled with other changes you've noticed. Secretive behavior alone doesn't mean she's cheating, but combined with other signs, it might raise some red flags. So keep your eyes open and stay tuned for the next sign. Sign number 3 and 4, emotional distance and frequent absences. Let's dive into these signs, as they often appear together and could be indicative of infidelity. Emotional distance can manifest in numerous ways. It might be a sudden lack of interest in things you once enjoyed together, or a noticeable decrease in affection. You might find your conversations becoming more superficial, or perhaps they've stopped sharing their thoughts and feelings with you altogether. This emotional withdrawal can be unsettling, to say the least. On the other hand, frequent absences can be equally alarming. Maybe they're making last-minute plans without you, or they're often unreachable for long periods of time without a reasonable explanation. These unexplained absences could be a sign that they're spending time with someone else. However, before jumping to conclusions, it's important to note that these signs could also be indicative of other issues. Maybe they're going through a difficult time emotionally, or they're overwhelmed by work or personal commitments. It's crucial to approach these situations with understanding and open communication. And remember, trust is the cornerstone of any relationship. If you're experiencing these signs, it's essential to have a candid conversation with your partner about your concerns. It's not about accusations, but about understanding, empathy, and respect. Emotional distance and frequent absences can be concerning, especially if they occur together. But remember, open and honest communication is key to resolving any uncertainties you may have. Sign number 5, she often accuses you of cheating or becomes overly defensive. It's a curious thing, guilt. It has a way of turning the tables, making the guilty party project their actions onto their innocent partner. When someone is cheating, they might suddenly start throwing accusations of infidelity at you. It's as if, by casting you in the role of the cheater, they can alleviate their own guilt. On the other hand, she might become overly defensive when questioned about her actions. Simple inquiries could be met with a barrage of counter-questions or an overreaction. It's like a smokescreen, a way to distract you from the real issue at hand. But remember, one sign alone doesn't necessarily mean infidelity. It's the combination of all these signs and your gut feeling that should guide you. If she's constantly accusing you or being defensive, it might be worth having an open and honest conversation.